Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at real-world number pairs. This is 3.5e Readiness Practice, the advanced version. If you're interested in exploring the intermediate or proficient versions for 3.5e, or for the Readiness Practice resources aligned with any other standard, you can find them by using the link in the video description. So first we have a bake sale. We have a table here. We notice that the table is not complete, so we are going to need to figure out what's in that missing box. But we have this table showing the relationship between the number of boxes and the total number of cupcakes that are involved with this bake sale. So we need to write a sentence, and then we need to figure out how many cupcakes will there be in 14 boxes. So let's first look at our relationship here. I'm going from 6 to 48. And so since our two categories are in the two separate rows, boxes and cupcakes, I'm going to look between those two rows. So 12 goes to 96, 14 goes to we don't know what, and then 25, wow, goes to 200. All right, so I'm getting larger. So I can either add or I can multiply, but I think I'm going to have to multiply because look at how big, 25 up to 200. So let's multiply. 6 times what? That's the only fact that really I'm confident with here. Maybe the 12s, but that 25, I don't know my 25s. So 6 times what gets me 48? Let's think. Well, 6 times 8 makes 48. Let's see if that works. What is 12 times 8? Yep, that's 96. So I'll need 14 times 8 here. Let's see, does 25 times 8 work? Well, yeah, it does, because 25 cents is a quarter, and 8 quarters is going to get me 200 pennies, or $2. So that works. So I need first, I can write down my rule here, so I can keep that in mind when I write my sentence. And then I need to figure out what is 14 times 8. So let's just do 2 by 1 multiplication right here. So that's going to get me, I'll do partial products. That's going to get me 32. And that 1 is in the tens place, so that's 8 times 10, that's 80. And so that's going to get me 112. So we can put 112 right there, and that's going to work for that answer. But we need to write a sentence describing this. So the rule is times 8. So there's a few different ways you can write this. We can write it from the point of view of the boxes or the cupcakes. I'll start with the boxes. I'll say if you multiply the number of boxes, and then what are we multiplying it by 8, you will find the number of cupcakes. So that's the relationship there. You're going to take your number of boxes, you're going to multiply it by 8, and you're going to get your number of cupcakes. Now, your answer might be different than mine, so I'll go ahead and put this down here. Answers may vary. As long as you are using words and you're describing that relationship of multiply by 8, you'll be good. Next, we have a school carnival, and we've got game tickets. They cost 6 points each, so I want to get a lot of game tickets. Look at my game tickets. How many points will it take for me to get 18 game tickets? And so I'm just going to put game tickets right here. I'm going to make my table with the two columns going side by side. You might make yours in rows, that's fine. The game tickets I need are going to be 18 game tickets, 36 game tickets, 72 game tickets, and then 90 game tickets. How many points will it take for me to get each of these quantities of game tickets? Well, what does it tell me? Each game ticket costs 6 points each. So if I want 18 game tickets, each one of those game tickets is going to cost me 6 points. I need 18 sets of 6. Or I can think of my rule as I'm just going to have to multiply by 6. So that's a lot of multiplication. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll do the standard algorithm for these. So 18 times 6, that's going to get me 48. Regroup that 4. 6 times 1 is 6. Add that 4 is 10, so 108 points. And I could do a few things here. I could multiply 36 times 6, or I can know that 18 times 2 is 36, right? So another way to do it is you could just double your answer. If I double 18, I'm going to get 36. So if I double 108, what am I going to get? Well, I'm going to get my answer. So if you multiplied, you would also get 216. Same thing happens with 36 and 72. If you double 36, you get 72. So let's just double that 216 again. You can multiply 72 times 6, but you can also use this. If we understand how numbers work, that's going to get you 432. Now, that stops working with the 72 and 90. You don't double 72 to get to 90. So let's just multiply 90. And we're going to multiply that by 6 because that's our rule. And that's going to be 0. That's going to be 54. So 540. And if you wanted to, you could have noticed that the difference between 72 and 90 is 18. So I could have added that 432 and that 108. Either way, if you have these points to go with these game tickets, you will be good. For our third problem, we've got Claire's mom. She's selling t-shirts. And with each order, whether it's 1 t-shirt or 100 t-shirts, she's going to send 3 free bracelets as an advertisement. So we need to create a table, and then we're going to write a sentence. And specifically, we need to include 5 t-shirts. So let's create our table here. And I'm going to make this, what are they ordering? Well, they're ordering t-shirts. So that's going to be my first column here. And then when they get the t-shirt order, obviously they're getting the t-shirts themselves, but then they're also going to get bracelets, free bracelets. And then what we're looking for is the number of items sent. I'm going to put number of items sent. So let's start simple. Let's start with, if you order 1 t-shirt, what does the problem say? Claire's mom is going to give you 3 bracelets. So I need to add those two. So really it's acting as a rule, as a +3. You're going to get 4 items. If I sell you 3 t-shirts, or she sells you 3 t-shirts, you're still going to get the +3 bracelets, so for a total of 6 items. Now, the problem asks for what happens if a customer orders 5 t-shirts. Well, let's go ahead and do that. We'll do that in a different color so we can have it stand out here. So 5 t-shirts still gets you those 3 bracelets. So your total is going to be 8 items sent. What if someone really did order 100 t-shirts? What would you get? Well, you would get 3 bracelets with your 100 t-shirts. You would get 103 total items sent. So really, the bracelets are acting as a rule, a +3. So let's write a sentence here, and we're going to describe the relationship between the number of items ordered and the number of items sent. So we can write it a few different ways. So I will write it like this. The number of items sent, so I'm now describing it from my final column, is equal to, so how do we find the number of items sent? Well, it's the number of t-shirts ordered, and then what do we do with the number of t-shirts ordered? And then we'll just say +3, because we'll always add those 3 free bracelets. So your answer might be different than mine, and your table might be different than mine, but we do need to include what happens when you get 5 t-shirts ordered. We need to have that answer of 8. But other than that, your answers and your tables may be different, and that's fine as long as it follows the same pattern. So if you were interested in the 3.5e readiness practice for the intermediate or proficient versions, or for the readiness practice aligned with any other standard, you can find them by using the link in the video description.